And what we're bringing to the table tonight, what I started talking about, and obviously by the amount of people here, people are interested in, is nitric oxide and the effects of nitric oxide. There's a molecule that's produced in the maxillary sinus. You've got big sinuses here, which are like a pair of lungs. You've got the nasal passageways in the middle. You've got these big sinuses here. And they produce a lot of nitric oxide. And one of the things that happens with that nitric oxide is that it comes into the airwaves and down into the lungs and aids with the dilation and acceptance of blood into the capillaries and into the cells. Nitric oxide is a kind of a magical molecule. It will dilate capillaries, it will relax capillaries, it will open the transition of oxygen into the cells. So where nitric oxide is involved, the end result is that the oxygen, you get about 20% more oxygen arriving into the actual cells. And holographic breathing will produce more nitric oxide. Just doing holographic breathing will produce more nitric oxide because it's breathing, the whole face starts breathing and these sinuses start breathing, and that starts activating that whole area, and the flow of nitric oxide coming out of that area, or breath coming out of the sinuses into the nasal passageways. So that creates and ventilates those sinuses, and we'll be working with that, the breathing motion of the face and this whole area and these sinuses. But what we'll also be working with specifically for nitric oxide is humming. When we hum, it vibrates these sinuses, well, all of the sinuses. You've got sinuses in the ethmoid, between the eyes, in these large maxillary sinuses here. You've got sinuses here. You've got sinuses in the sphenoid behind the face as well. And these work a bit like sound vibration chambers. And this vibration apparently creates about 15 times. The production of nitric oxide goes up about 15-fold. So it really creates a lot more nitric oxide. On working with it, because on the videos I watched, it was all to do with getting the nitric oxide into your lungs and what it does in the lungs. But my experience of it was that actually it seemed much more to do locally. The nitric oxide seemed to be much more working with the sinuses, with the nasal passageways, bringing more dilation and oxygen in and life into that area. And when I investigated it scientifically, that seemed to be true. In that the half-life of nitric oxide is 1.5 seconds. So it's disappearing very, very quickly. So, for instance, if you're humming, you're breathing out. That nitric oxide is going nowhere near the lungs. The breath is going out. And so you hum for about 6 seconds. By the time you got to the end of that hum, a lot of the nitric oxide that you started off with is no longer there because it half in 1.5 seconds, then halved again in 3 seconds, and just carries on halving every 1.5 seconds. So it disappears very quickly. And in all the other places where it's used in the body, it just is created. It's mainly created in the endothelial cells through all of the capillaries. It's created in the endothelial cells which line the capillaries, and it's produced and it dilates the capillaries, so more blood flows through the capillaries. It flows into the blood, and then when the blood, or into the space between the cells, it comes out through the capillaries into the intercellular space, whatever that's called, and it works to allow the oxygen to go into the cells so that the cells get more oxygen. But you can imagine it's disappearing so quickly, it just wants to come out where it is and do its job. And that's my impression of it. On a higher level, the face is a mirror of the body. These sinuses are like a mirror of the lungs. Nasal passageways are a mirror of the heart. And the nitric oxide is coming out. And especially with things like COVID, nitric oxide, as well as all the other things, it's antiviral and it's antibacterial. And they did actually produce a nitric oxide spray to spray in your nose to help with COVID, because that disease was starting there. But if you're getting plenty of nitric oxide filling this area and getting in the mucous membrane there, then all of the viruses and bacteria you're breathing in, they settle. There's hairs and they get pulled and they settle into this mucosa, and the nitric oxide can kill them. Every breath, we breathe in, on average, about 10,000 bacteria and 15,000 viruses with every breath. So you are at a major advantage if you're breathing through the nose and properly breathing and activating the sinuses, because they're producing this nitric oxide. It's inhabiting this whole area, and it will kill the pathogens as they arrive, because they're coming into this area. Like with COVID, it comes in and it settles here first. It settles in the nasal passageways, in the throat first. But if this area is protected, then it kills the bacteria, kills the viruses before they can start. So getting a good breathing motion of this area is vitally important. With the humming, we will up that whole process. And sure, that also arrives in the lungs and does whatever it does in the lungs. But my impression is, and what I've read, the main use of the nitric oxide, it's produced in the sinuses, halves every 1.5 seconds, kind of where it's meant to be used to the main part. It's kind of afterflow for me that actually ends up in the lungs. I may be wrong. I mean, I haven't had a lot of time to check out the science, but we will be working with that magical molecule. And that magical molecule is through the whole body, through every capillary. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of miles or 100,000 miles of capillaries we have. I think it's 70,000 miles of capillaries. There's a lot. They all produce nitric oxide. And when you hum, the hum doesn't just stay here. It goes through the brain, it goes through the lungs, it goes through the whole body. So the whole body, all of those, not veins, arch, whatever, capillaries are vibrating, creating more oxygen, and dilating. And also from the face, it's going back into the third eye, into the center of the brain, where that whole area also can vibrate, create more nitric oxide, better blood flow to the third eye, get into all the cells more potently. So what we're going to be doing today is upping the breathability of the face, the breathability of the brain, the breathability of the lungs, the acceptance of the oxygen. But also we're working on an energetic level. It's to do with the prana, life energy created in this space as the breath comes into the body. So we have all of that. The movement with the hands and feet. Now, the hands and feet bring in a much deeper breath. And the movement of both is the same, and I'll show it to you in the feet. So if that foot is cupped to start off with, the bottom of the foot is like the diaphragm, and the movement of the foot is it's dropping and flattening on the in-breath. So that's breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And that's doing the same as the diaphragm, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So the leg is out straight and the foot breathing in, and then it's relaxing. So it's tensioning on the in-breath and flattening, relaxing on the out-breath and cupping, breathing in, breathing out. And forgotten what I was going to say. We will start off with as it flapping up, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And that to do that, the muscles in the front of the leg are tensioning to pull it up, breathing in, breathing out. But we'll do that for a little bit, and then you have to include the Achilles tendon or whatever it's called here, ligament or whatever at the back. And that pulls up the back of the leg. So not only are the toes being pulled at the front, the heel is being pulled up. And then what you get is all of these joints opening when they both pull up, and then all of those joints flexing the other way as they relax. So it's breathing in and it's pulling up here and the back of the leg, breathing in, breathing out. And you get this tension through the arms and legs on the in-breath and the whole body. We feel like everything's opening on the in-breath. To produce the in-breath, all of the muscles are tightening, and then to allow the out-breath, everything relaxes. The diaphragm rises, the ribs drop, and the air comes out. So even though it's an expansion, to get that expansion, there's a tightening and shortening of the muscles and the shortening of the whole body. The whole body shortens on the in-breath and expands. The whole body lengthens on the out-breath and narrows. So it brings in this very cellular type of breathing and different expression of the breath. Our normal expression of the breath is everything opening in all directions on the in-breath, everything closing on all directions on the out-breath. But that is only really available to the lungs and a bit to the sinuses, because they're the only ones with a connection to the air. Everything else is going to stay the same volume. The abdomen is going to stay the same volume. The abdomen, the diaphragm's coming down, that causes it to expand. The abdomen is rising, that's causing it to contract. It expands and contracts in different directions. So I will be talking you into that. I'll be talking in the holographic breathing. Then I'll talk in the movement of the hands and feet. You get this big, deep, diaphragmatic breath. It's really good to go over the videos leading up to this, because we look at each bit and expand on it each time, so you can follow the whole progression. So we'll get that going, and then we'll just start humming. And we'll be extending, you know, that extends the out breath, which is really deeply relaxing. And we'll also work with the spaces between the breath. We'll work with the spine and releasing the spine. We'll work with the third eye and releasing the third eye. And we'll probably do a bit of channeling or healing or letting the spiritual energies come in at the end. So that's kind of an itinerary of what we're doing. It seems like quite a lot. Hopefully I will make it easy and comfortable for everyone. I will demonstrate, well, I will describe holographic breathing again. So for the new people, you can get an idea of the holographic breathing, and then in the guided meditation be talking in the holographic breathing and how it works. So the lips are closed, the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. The breath is through the nose. And then along with that, on the in-breath the jaw is gently opening, and on the out-breath the jaw is gently closing. And it's a small motion of the jaw, about half a finger width, a quarter of an inch, 2 or 3 millimeters, very gentle, small motion of the jaw. And once it's going, you're not really doing it anymore. The muscles of the breath start moving the mouth in that way. So I will just demonstrate it for 5 or 6 breaths. So you can see, you probably won't see much, but you will see that it's very subtle, that it's very meditative. And if you see energy, you'll probably see everything softening and becoming more meditative. And you drop into a deep and relaxed meditation very quickly. It's quite hard to come back. It's not connective breath. A lot of people who do breath work want to do connective breath. It's not connective breath. It's a normal breath, spaces between the breaths. No particular speed, no particular depth, whatever feels comfortable. You just drop into it at your own speed. If you're new, it's best to do this, to the actual learning of it, while you're actually learning the holographic breathing, to do that bit sitting up, because it becomes very meditative and soporific very quickly. It's really easy to pass in and out of consciousness. And that doesn't matter once you get into once you know holographic breathing, you can pass in and out as much as you want. But while you're learning it, you need to stay aware enough to follow the instructions, because if you miss any of the little bits, then you won't really be doing holographic breathing and it won't be working. It's either working or it's not working. So you need to properly get the instructions, properly following them. So it's good to do that bit sitting up. And then once it's going, once you've got this deep, relaxing, moving breath, you can lie down. And when we come to doing the hands and feet, it's better to be lying down, so your legs and arms are out straight. You get this really nice breathing motion of the arms and legs. I think that's it. I think we're just going to start. If I've forgotten something, I've forgotten something. We're just going to start and go into that, and hopefully it all goes well. All right, off we go. Closing your eyes. For those who know holographic breathing, gently dropping into holographic breathing. If you don't know holographic breathing, just breathing naturally and easily. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth. And allowing the earth to say hello back. Allowing yourself to connect with the earth. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. So the eyes are closed, relaxed, connecting with the earth. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and beneficial energies. The higher self is the higher self. The beneficial energies, any spiritual energies, any spiritual teachers, any higher energies you want to work with, any channels, as long as it's beneficial, saying hi to those energies and allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through the whole meditation and webinar, as your guide, as your resource, as a healing for you. Gently breathing. Okay, we're going to start with the holographic breathing, having your eyes closed, your lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth. It's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth, and as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable. Maybe half an inch, maybe a whole inch, maybe the whole tongue is on the roof of the mouth, but just as much as feels comfortable. That's all that matters. Lips are relaxed and closed, tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose. And then just start moving the jaw up and down to get the experience that you can open and close the jaw and keep the lips closed. So gently moving the jaw up and down just a small amount. It's a bit like chewing, just to get the experience. It's easy to move the jaw and to keep the lips closed. And start slowing that experience down. And then when you're ready, as the jaw is opening, allowing the breath to come in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, allowing the breath to come out through the nose. So it's a bit like a bellow. As the jaw is relaxing open, drawing the breath in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, the breath is releasing through the nose. Notice this starts to give you a deeper breath. Jaw slowly relaxing open. It's just a small amount, half a finger width, 1/4 of an inch. It's relaxed. The breath draws in through the nose. As the jaw relaxes closed, the breath leaves through the nose, relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the head, relaxing the whole body, relaxing everything. The jaw is gently opening, the lips are closed, the breath comes in through the nose, the jaw is relaxing closed, the breath is coming out through the nose. We're going to change the gestalt a bit. We're going to bring the emphasis from the jaw to the breath in the nose. As the breath is coming in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. As the breath is coming out through the nose, the jaw is relaxing closed. Notice how everything gets a lot softer, how everything becomes more meditative. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. On the in-breath, the teeth are separating, they're coming apart. On the out-breath, the teeth are coming back together, but they just float together. There's no pressure. They just gently touch, or they can just stay slightly separate. Breathing in, the teeth are separating. Breathing out, the teeth are gently floating back together and hardly touching. Just very gentle pressure. The lips are closed all of the time. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth all of the time. If there's any tension, if there's any pressure, just do smaller movement, slower movement, more relaxed movement. So the movement comes from the breath rather than the jaw. Now we're going to take that through the body. As your chest is opening, the jaw opens. As the chest is closing, the jaw closes. Synchronizing with the breath. As the abdomen opens, the jaw opens. As the abdomen closes, the jaw closes. They move together. Notice you can get a really nice deep breath into the abdomen. Breathing in. The abdomen is opening, the jaw relaxes open. The abdomen is closing, the jaw is relaxing closed. And it just starts moving into this whole breath, the whole body opening on the in-breath, the whole body closing on the out-breath. Notice how it feels like the face has started to breathe, the cranium has started to breathe, the brain has started to breathe. In a very subtle way, the whole head and neck have started to breathe with the rest of the body. Relaxing the neck, letting the energy travel through the neck, letting the energy travel through the spine. The arms and legs are breathing. Notice how you can feel a subtle breath in the arms and legs. You can feel a subtle breath in the hands and feet. Opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the whole body. Now we're going to move into working with the hands and feet. If you want to lie down, now is a good time to do that, because it's good to be able to have the legs outstretched and the arms outstretched. And carrying on with the holographic breathing, and on the in-breath, it's a bit like the toes are pulling up on the in-breath, feet are flapping up on the in-breath, and then the feet relaxing back down on the out-breath. So we'll just start with the front of the legs, the feet are flapping up, breathing in, the feet are flapping down, breathing out. So we start with the toes pulling up on the in-breath, relaxing down on the out-breath. And then when you're used to that, you pull up through the back of the leg as well. So the toes are being pulled up from the front, the heels are pulled up from the back. And this tightens the back of the leg, tightens the front of the legs, and the foot flattens on the in-breath. And you take this deep hydraulic breath through the whole body. Breathing out, the front and back of the leg relax and the foot relax and cup slightly. Breathing in, the front and back of the leg are tightening and the foot is flattening. Pulling up and flattening. Breathing out, the front and back of the leg relaxing and the foot is slightly cupping. This will give you a much deeper breath. Really the diaphragm pulling down on the in-breath. Diaphragm really works into the diaphragm. Same with the hands. Hands flattening and opening, and there's a tension through the arms as they flatten. Breathing out, they're relaxing and cupping. And it's not just the arms and legs, you may feel it through the whole back for the lungs and diaphragm to work. There's also a tightening through all the muscles of the back and around the spine, the neck, through the face, through the cranium. There's this general tightening. The hands and feet are flattening. There's a big, deep, long, slow in-breath. And then on the out-breath, it's all relaxing. The hands and feet relaxing, long, slow out-breath. As you do that, it's drawing the jaw down on the in-breath. And then as the hands and feet are relaxing, the jaw is relaxing back up again. Synchronizes with the jaw. All the muscles connect through the whole body. Connects to the back of the head, connects to the jaw. Breathing in. Everything's opening, flattening. Breathing out, everything relaxing. Give you a deep, slow breath. So depending on how long you've done this, you may just want to carry on with that, but we are now going to move into chanting. So take deep in breath, the hands and feet are flattening, not chanting, humming. Breathing out, humming in the nose. Breathing in, hands and feet flattening, the jaw is opening, lips are closed. Deep, long breath. Breathing out, humming. Because I'm talking, I'll be doing shorter hums, because I'll be spending breath while I'm talking, but doing it to whatever speed feels good. Getting that deep, long, slow breath with the hands and feet. And on the out breath, really getting those maxillary sinuses humming and vibrating, all of the sinuses humming and vibrating. You're producing nitric oxide in the sinuses, in the nasal passageways. A lot of that is being used in the sinuses and nasal passageways. And what is left over is being drawn down into the lungs. It's relaxing the lungs. It's opening the airways in the chest. It's helping the air get into the blood and the oxygen to get into the cells. Breathing out and hum. As you're humming, the hands and feet are slowly relaxing and the jaw is slowly closing. As you breathe in, the hands and feet are flattening, the jaw is opening. Breathing out and humming, the jaw will relax, slowly closed as you hum, and the hands and feet will relax and slowly cup as you hum. Notice that you can get a deep, long, slow in-breath from the hands and feet. And you can get a deep, long, slow out-breath, and the hands and feet will relax. The jaw will relax and close. All of the time you're creating lots of nitric oxide, killing viruses, killing illnesses, killing bacteria, oxygenating the cells, relaxing and dilating the capillaries in the sinuses, in the nasal passageways, in the bronchial tubes, in the lungs. Be aware of your spine. Energy is starting to release in people's spines. Be aware of your spines. Be aware of your spine vibrating and humming. Be aware of your brain and third eye humming. As you hum with the brain and third eye, all of the capillaries, all of the endothelial cells are producing nitric oxide. More oxygen is going to the cells, the capillaries are dilating. Everything's working better. Being aware of your neck, letting your neck relax. And then starting to take some pauses, humming, and then wait. As you wait, you may feel pulses in the brain. Breathing in, the hands and feet flattening, the arms and legs straightening, deep in breath. Humming On the out breath, the jaw slowly relaxes, the feet relax. And wait. Big, long in-breath. Humming. And wait. Notice what happens in the pause. Big, long, slow in-breath. And wait. Feel the pulsing in your brain. Holographic breathing will activate the brain. Big, long, slow in-breath. And wait. If you don't want to do it with the hands and feet, if that's feeling arduous, you don't have to. Or you can do it much more subtly. Big slow in-breath. Letting it activate the sinuses, the face, the brain, the spine. And now, waiting on the in-breath. So you breathe in, rather than relaxing the arms and legs once you've breathed in, tighten them and lengthen them a bit more. So you hold the breath and you keep the tension in the arms and legs, and that will keep the breath in and the diaphragm down. Wait for a few seconds and hum. Jaw relaxes and closes, the hands and feet relax and close. Breathing in, the breath stops. Keep the tension up in the arms and legs, that will keep the diaphragm down, that will keep the jaw open, keep the lungs relaxed, and just wait. And breathing in and wait. And then humming. You're producing tons of nitric oxide in your sinuses, in the nasal passageways, in the trachea, in the bronchial tubes, relaxing all the airways, relaxing the capillaries, building up the oxygen intake into the cells. Also through the whole body hums, the whole body vibrates. All of the capillaries will start producing more nitric oxide through the whole body. Feel your whole body as an echo chamber and the hum going through the whole of you, activating all of the capillaries, all of the nitric oxide, killing viruses, killing bacteria, dilating the capillaries, allowing more oxygen transmission. The whole body becomes a humming echo chamber. Really allow yourself to drop back into your spine. Feel your spine vibrating. Notice how it's worked through your brain. You moved into a new layer of consciousness as the energy moves through your brain. You may feel a bit like a fish, that your hands and feet are kind of flippers moving you through the water. Gently breathing. You can let the humming come to an end if you wish. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing. Feeling your sinuses breathing, opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. Notice how the sinuses relate to the lungs, how they breathe together. Letting your brain relax, letting your whole body relax. Breathing gently with the holographic breathing. Relaxing. The whole body taking deep, long breaths. keep relaxing the neck. The neck may want to adjust a little bit. Let the chin drop down a bit. Let the neck be relaxed. There's quite a subtle kind of energy transmission coming down. Be available to that if you wish. Kind of higher beneficial energies, intelligence coming into the space. If you want to allow that in your own space, allowing that in your own space. Kind of higher healing, intelligence coming down in the field. Deep, long, relaxed breath in the lungs and diaphragm. Okay, we're going to come back in about a minute. And sending a thank you to the earth. Sending a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies. Letting the energy go off for love and healing to the earth. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the higher self and the beneficial energies. And allowing yourself to be loved and healed. Letting the energies go out to all sentient beings for love and healing. And you are a sentient being, allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourselves to come back.